Hey, viewers, Chef here. I hope your year's going well so far. Before we start, I gotta say something. Due to the fact that I really can't get my hands that easily on most of the prestige skins, I decided that moving forward, prestige skins, I'm gonna be doing a somewhat prestige skin only video. So prestige varying of certain skins for champions will not be in their special video. Instead, I'm going to be doing a video only going over prestige skins that you get in the prestige store. The major reason for doing this is because getting prestige skins, even on the PvE, is difficult. They're locked away, and the only way to get them is boxes. So very random and uncontrollable. So moving forward, hopefully I'll be able to do these videos somewhat frequently, but again, it'll only occur when I have a somewhat decent number of them. So yes, Mecha Prestige Garen is not in this video. Apologies if you wanted that rated, but in honesty, it gets the same rating as Mecha. Second off, you're probably thinking, why Garen? Well, he's an older champion of Riot Games, but also his holiday month is coming up, which you're probably thinking now, Hex, Garen has nothing to do with Chinese New Year. Well, tell that to Riot, and Garen's 3, not kind prestige, 3 Chinese New Year skins, which have been slowly getting worse. But enough of that, let's get into it. Starting off, as always, the base. And honestly, basic Garen is the most basic of basics. And it's not a bad thing. He is a simple champion. Swing sword, shield self, swing sword faster, giant sword from the sky. Visual-wise, it's clean and it's understandable. I will say, doing this video, actually, this is the first time I noticed that during his W, his armor pieces and his sword actually turn a silver chrome effect, which I've never noticed before. So I thought it was neat. But again, being his base skin, it is the most baseline of all. It gives off the feel of what he's supposed to do. He looks like someone who could tank damage or give out massive damage or both. So yeah, this is a base skin that deserves a 5 because it literally is baseline 5. Honestly, going into this, I assumed Sanguine was going to look the exact same, 1-to-1 with base. I was surprised when I saw that, no, it actually has some of its own model detail to it. And honestly, the very pale yellow mixed with the brighter red kind of thought it looked nice, especially with some of the black trim. I will say though, it kind of gives off the feel like it's supposed to be, oh, Vampire Garen. But at the same time, I think it's just supposed to be Red Garen. And yeah, honestly, it's okay. Nothing really special to it. If anything, it could have just been a small detail change. But like I said, it's fine as it is, and it is what it is. It's a 5. Honestly, again, I assumed Riot wasn't going to put too much effort when they updated this model. I thought, hey, it's just going to be normal Garen. But then I saw they actually put work into that sword and his armor again. I really wasn't giving Riot much credit with Garen skins when I started this, and I would apologize, except they've taken a lot of that effort and just dropped it entirely in his newer skins. And again, though, it is mostly just, here is some shoulder pads, here is a new sword. Maybe a new hairstyle, but then again, it could just be the coloring. But yeah, it's okay, but again, it's still 5. Now I'll say Commando actually has some of its own like little model details in the armor and that. It doesn't feel like the last two, which felt like here are some new shoulder pads and here's a new sword. Unfortunately, this looks bad. This looks like Riot decided to take Doom Guy, a 40k Space Marine, Master Chief, and just put it all together. And somehow they took that idea and they fucked it up. I still think the Commando line is the biggest waste of potential Riot has ever made. I gotta give this at least a 3. It is not the most disgusting dog shit one, but they somehow took all 3 of those characters, mixed them together, and decided, what if we gave it the kind of feel of its Duke Nukem? And they then fucked it up. Honestly, this is, again, one of the fewer ones that felt like it could have been base Garen, but when you look at it, no. They added a bunch of details. This has a lot of its own features to it, and it's a decent skin. But it's a lot more darker in color than what the art gives. The bright look of the jewels in the art, I feel, would have given this skin a lot more of a interesting look if it was in the skin. But you really don't see that. They feel dull. It's gray on graying red, and it's an okay skin, but it's still a 5. Finally, we're getting into a skin that I don't think is basic. Yeah, Rugged Garen gives off the feel to me of early levels fighter in Warcraft or character from Lord of the Rings. Pretty simple, pretty nice. And he kind of gives off a different feel because he doesn't have the usual shoulder pads. And honestly, I think that's pretty neat. It's something different. Hell, I think there's only one other skin he has that actually does this. And again, it gives off the vibe, say like even The Witcher, while keeping him with the big sword who swings faster, and slaps. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. I give it a 6. I remember when this skin was considered Garen's best skin, his most beloved, the greatest. I never understood why. It is so bulky and disgusting. It looks like he is Chungus in armor. This is what happens when the gnomes from Warcraft are asked to make Warhammer power armor from description alone. And again, it's just so fucking gross. It looks like at any point, part of it's gonna fall off. And I know this is a skin people like, but I don't know why. This is a 4 because the visual effects are nice, but the skin itself, you gotta remember, this is supposed to be in the same category, if I recall, as the Kale version. But this does fit more with fucking Luxes, which also looked gross. You know, a lot of Garen's skins, I feel like I compare to, again, Warcraft. But to be fair, look at this and tell me that's not an Alliance member. And it's not a bad thing, because, again, it's a really cool Admiral skin. I really enjoy it, but I do wish, again, similar to the Aatrox equivalents, I wish this had special effects to it. Maybe some water effects, or some cannon shot when he ults, or maybe a shark, something interesting, you know? But again, it's okay, it's good, I give it a 6. Ah, yes, the first of his Chinese New Year skins, and honestly, the best of all 3. Warring Kingdoms Garen gives me what I want. Interesting visual effects. When you spin, there is a jade dragon. When you ult, you summon a giant spectral jade green version of your sword. And again, it's not the same basic effects. They add some flair. And I might be wrong when I say this, but I think this skin came out before Overwatch. So technically, the Green Dragon Swordsman was Garen first. Fuck you, Genji. But in all seriousness, it's a good skin. And again, it's the best of the Chinese New Year skins he has. I actually gotta give this one a 7. And now we have one of Garen's, if not his best skin. God King. Besides just the visual, how he looks, the animations, the effects, the small details, the cat. It's great. Starting off with the small details, when you use your shield, the lion appears and circles around you. Pretty cool, pretty simple. Well, when you spin, you are more or less doing attacks. Swinging and doing attacks. That's the usual spin. These are slashes. He's keeping momentum. And halfway through, he splits his sword in 2 and pulls a variant. Again, he's very Warcraft in nature. And I'm okay with that, because it's pretty cool. His slash down, yeah, it's cool. And it leaves an impact crater on the ground, which again, as I said with my skins, it makes the attack feel like it's hitting harder, even though it's not. And then you have the ultimate, with not one, but 3 spectral swords, which leaves an even bigger impact crater on the ground. This is Garen's best skin, and just because Riot put so much small details in this thing they didn't really need to do, and because of all the nice, beautiful look of it, how clean it is, how noble and powerful, and because he also has his God Emperor throne, and because again I've mentioned 40k like 2 times now, probably 3 considering the throne part, I gotta give this one at least a 9. Even though I said God King Garen is the best, Demacia Vice Garen is actually the one I use. Because, again, it takes away the shoulder pads and gives the big shoulder jet. Has some interesting sound effects to it, which is always a fun little detail. And again, the animations. The old style effects are just beautiful, you know? And honestly, I really wish Riot would make more Demacia Vice skins. Heck, I recall in the promo stuff for this skins, there was a Darius skin hinted at that we never got. But yeah, for its visual effects, the clean model, and again, going a different direction than the usual big armored man, I gotta give this one at least an 8, because it gives all the kind of weird funness that like other champions get in their skins, but it still feels like the cool Garen skin. And again, it's not the bulky armor cool Garen, it's cool because he's gonna run your shit in and fuck your woman or your man. He doesn't care. I've said before and I'll say it again, I don't really care for fucking robot skins in League of Legends. A lot of the times, it's just, here's futuristic looking attack version of ability. But when it comes to the melee champions, I have less issue. And Garen Mecha is technically one of those. Because when he uses his shield, yeah, you see the usual hexagon patterns and all that, but it's only on his shoulders briefly in a shield pattern. When he spins, you see him causing a small dust tornado under him and flinging up rocks. And when he presses his Q, yeah, the usual blade starts to glow, showing it's gonna hit harder, but to show off his movement, jets behind his back actually starts spewing fire. And of course, it's pretty neat that they turned the giant sword from the sky into an orbital strike. It's still a giant sword in the sky, but still, a little small detail. And yeah, again, the robot mech skins I feel like are better when they go for things that feel more physical than just, here's cool looking sci-fi laser or hexagon attack. I gotta give it a 7. Again, it's overdone too much, these skins, and I think they should just stop for a bit with these robot skins. My Hero Academia. Battle Academia. It's anime. It's Garen as an anime character. The visuals are interesting, and the sword design is, I'll be completely honest, it looks like it should actually be an Aatrox sword, in my opinion. But again, the concept is okay. The animations are, funny enough, I'd say the best part about this skin. A bit more unique with the idea that they're trying to make it feel more, oh my god, anime. But it's okay, honestly. Again, I've listed off better skins, some of them cheaper. So it gets a 6. Why? This was not needed. Did anyone ask for this? So, first off, let's start with the big issue I have. Well, that sword practically still looks like the one for Battle Academia, where the W usually gives somewhat of an interesting effect. Riot opted to go with the usual, a simple glow to Garen for the duration, and that's it. Barely noticeable even. Hell, the only animation that I'd say is good out of all of his animations is his spin. And the only reason why I say that is because it looks faster than the others. It's not the visual effects, it's the fact that it looks like he spins faster than normal. And when you go full attack speed, you are funny as fuck looking. And that's the best thing I can say. It's a joke. I don't know why he got this skin, and I don't know why it looks like it was a rush job. Again, so many other champions out there that could have gotten a skin like this that probably would have looked a bit better. Hell, like I said with the W, I can barely notice that his Q's even prop. So honestly, I give it a 3, which, if you recall, I gave Commando a 3. This skin is equal to Commando in my eyes. If you like it, good for you. I'm glad you found something you enjoy. But dear God, this skin really shouldn't have been made. And that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a interesting one. Again, Garen has a lot of skins, some filling the same category as others, but again, they're all interesting, and even for a champion with such little visual effects, Riot does find ways to tweak around to make them somewhat interesting. So, I hope you enjoyed. If there's a champion you want to see, comment down below, and I'll see you all next time.